According to teasers for Young and the Restless, Phyllis Summers, played by Michelle Stafford, and Sally Spectra, played by Courtney Love, will soon have a passionate argument on the CBS serial opera. For weeks, tension has been rising between the two women. Phyllis maintains that she is merely defending her daughter, Hunter King's character Summer Newman. Nonetheless, there can be a trace of jealousy over the developing romance between Sally and Jack Abbott, played by Peter Bergman. According to Y&R spoilers, neither woman will be close or even friends. But these two redheads might be headed for a full-scale conflict. Sally and Phyllis Summers have a lengthy history of doing heinous acts to further their own agendas. A hit-and-run car accident and kidnapping are just two of the ruses these vixens have employed to obtain what they desire. Jack Abbott is now undoubtedly attracting Sally Spectra's attention. On Young and the Restless, her motivations are still unknown. Is Sally Spectra trying to get her daughter a job? Could Phyllis be right, or does she have darker motivations? With all the advantages, Sally might wish to become the next Mrs. Jack Abbott. Phyllis Summers still harbors deep affections for the J-Bot CEO after cheating on Jack during their marriage. Young and the Restless teasers indicate that Sally and Phyllis's confrontation will soon bring everything to a head. According to spoilers for Young and the Restless, a number of individuals are aware of Sally Spectra's troubled background in Los Angeles. At this point, Jack Abbott is wondering who will know and when. It appears that the time has come for the truth to be revealed, especially since Sally and Phyllis have intensified their arguments. The proprietor of the hotel would undoubtedly be delighted to divulge all of Sally's secrets. According to Young and the Restless teasers, Jack is completely enamored with the new redhead. How is he going to respond to this shocking revelation? Despite being an intelligent businessman, he has had bad luck finding love. He seemed to be too involved with Sally Spectra at this point to give a damn about her background. It says it all. Jack always has a smile on his face when they are together. According to Young and the Restless spoilers, it's quite probable that Phyllis will suffer the most from her altercation with Sally Spectra. The audience is aware that Sally's PC was taken by Phyllis when she broke into her room. Joshua Morrow's character Nick Newman would be highly alarmed by this incident. It appears that his girlfriend has a strong interest in her ex's new relationship. The couple on Young and the Restless could be ruined if she goes back to her old habits and lets her crazy show run wild. Thus, Nick recently adopted the straight and narrow route, and his top priority is to support his daughter's success. However, supporters of Fick would be wise to hope that Phyllis Summer and Sally Spectra do not have any issues as a result of their recent argument. See the conflict between these powerful women and all the consequences by continuing to watch. There have been many famous feuds in Genoa City, such as Victor versus Jack and Nikki versus Diane. But a new conflict is developing that has the potential to surpass them all. Spoilers for the Young and the Restless indicate that Phyllis Summers and Sally Spectra are set to engage in a fierce battle that might endanger their professions, relationships, and reputations. Neither woman intends to back down this time. They are both experts at charm, manipulation, and retaliation. This conflict goes beyond love or business. It's about pride, power, and revenge. After playing nice, the redheads of Genoa City are both prepared to burn the ground under their expensive shoes. Bold, fearless, and frequently irresponsible, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, has always been a force to be reckoned with. She has outwitted opponents, fought her way out of innumerable scandals, and changed who she is more times than anyone can remember. However, following her near-fatal feud with Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, Phyllis has been attempting to maintain her composure recently. Her priorities include finding atonement, reviving her career, and mending her family relationships, particularly with Summer Newman, Allison Lanier. Courtney Hope plays Sally Spectra, a character who was sliced from the same flaming fabric. Sally, a former designer who is now an entrepreneur, has risen from the ashes of her previous failures. She has already experienced betrayal, business, and love burns. She always manages to get back up, though, just like Phyllis. In addition to having identical hair colors, the two women are fiercely ambitious. They have a shared past of encountering each other and making meaningful connections. However, things quickly become personal as Sally's most recent business endeavor starts to jeopardize Phyllis's new empire. According to sources, Phyllis first made an effort to be cordial, even giving Sally the opportunity to work with her. However, Sally's bold effort to use her charm and some devious tactics to land one of Phyllis' important clients infuriated Phyllis. Literally. According to a plot source, she believed Sally had changed. But that old Phyllis, the one who never forgets, never forgives, and never loses, was triggered when Sally went behind her back. The first conflict occurs in the business sector. Because of her reputation as a visionary and her partnership with Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, Sally's design firm, Spectra & Co., has been expanding quickly. In the meantime, Phyllis has been reviving her hospitality business, concentrating on her most recent venture, a posh boutique hotel that is allegedly going up against Newman Media's premium lifestyle segment, which Sally currently assists in leading. The claws come out when Sally presents a campaign that coincides with Phyllis' next initiative. In a heated argument scenario, Phyllis cautions, "Don't think that my patience is a sign of weakness. I faced more well-known people than you, and they all discovered the same thing. I always come out on top." Sally doesn't flinch though, so perhaps it's time for someone to finally show you what it's like to lose. Genoa City trembles after their encounter. From Nick Newman to Jack Abbott, everyone is caught in the crossfire of the obvious animosity between the two women. The emotional baggage associated with this war is just as intense as the professional competition. Sally's romantic history with Adam Newman and Nick Newman, played by Joshua Morrow, puts her at odds with Phyllis, who has a complex past with both men of her own. Sally's manipulative early days in town, especially when she plotted to get Summer's job and almost destroyed her romance with Kyle Abbott, were something Phyllis never fully forgiven. Phyllis has never really trusted Sally, despite her efforts to adapt and move on. Phyllis' jealousy starts to manifest now that Sally and Nick are rekindling their friendship, and possibly more. After all, Nick is among the few individuals who have consistently supported Phyllis in spite of her instability. It hurts to see him stand up for Sally. Adam can't help but stir things up, adding to the drama. Given that he has never shied away from using emotional turmoil as leverage in business, he sees a chance to take advantage of the rivalry. In a recent episode, Adam smirks and says, "You know what they say. The most astute man avoids the line of fire and makes money off the wreckage when two redheads go to war." The consequences also affect Phyllis's family. Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, finds herself in a precarious situation where she must once more strike a balance between her yearning for peace and her allegiance to her mother. Although Summer has made an effort to keep her distance from Phyllis's never-ending drama, this latest dispute might easily reintroduce her. In the meantime, Michael Graziadei's character Daniel Romalotti Jr. emerges as an unexpected voice of reason. He cautions Phyllis that she's headed in the same direction that almost lost her everything the previous year. "When does it stop, Mom?" In a scenario that is reported to air soon, Daniel begs. "A new enemy appears every time you approach happiness. Perhaps you are the issue rather than them." Phyllis, however, won't listen. Sally represents everything Phyllis hates, including being younger, trendy, and cunning enough to trick others into believing she is the victim. To her, Sally is more than simply a rival. Phyllis promises to reveal Sally's true nature this time, and it's okay if she has to go against the grain to accomplish it. Sally has had enough of being the victim. She is resolved to show that she is more than her past after years of being disregarded, ridiculed, and undervalued. Sally confides in Chloe Mitchell, Elizabeth Hendrickson, in a particularly poignant sequence that she is frustrated by Phyllis' persistent interference. She declares, "I'm sick of being her punching bag. Phyllis is right there attempting to knock me down every time I move ahead. Not this time though. No more." Sally begins assembling her own ammunition, utilizing her media connections, Phyllis' recent business transactions, and whispers to important partners to subtly damage Phyllis' reputation. However, in typical Genoa City fashion, things take a turn for the worse when Sally discovers something she wasn't meant to. Rumor has it that she discovers financial irregularities or a previous cover-up that might permanently damage Phyllis' reputation. Will she use it? That is the question. Or will she take the chance of turning into the exact type of person that Phyllis has always accused her of being? Without the men being drawn into the tumult, No conflict in Genoa City would be complete. Nick finds himself attempting to arbitrate a dispute between two women he holds in high regard once more. Although he admires Sally's tenacity, he is unable to overlook Phyllis's downward spiral. In contrast, Jack Abbott, played by Peter Bergman, has previously observed similar trend from Phyllis. Although he has always admired her passion, he is cautious and sensitive. Jack is reluctant to be drawn into another war motivated by obsession and retaliation after everything that happened with Diane. Both men are aware that there is no middle ground once Phyllis and Sally start fighting. Either you choose one side or you run the risk of losing both. According to spoilers, there will be an increasing number of unexpected turns in the following weeks. Sally's quiet confidence belies a clever mind that may easily fool Phyllis, who may believe she is in control. Rumor has it that Sally will reveal Phyllis' most recent plot in front of everyone during a high-profile event or press conference as part of a public power play. According to reports, Phyllis responds with her own ambush, a digital takedown that might ruin Sally's entire career. Genoa City will sustain collateral damage as a result of their conflict. Friendships will break down. Lovers will take sides. Ultimately, one of these fiery women might learn that seeking retribution can have disastrous consequences. The mirror this feud puts up to both women is what makes it so compelling, not simply the drama. In many respects, Sally and Phyllis are mirror images of one another. Strong, independent women who have had to struggle for everything and have been labeled as trouble. However, Sally uses ambition as an escape, whereas Phyllis uses hatred as armor. Both are hooked to victory, but one loves turmoil while the other dread it. Genoa City may have to choose between them at the end of this war, but viewers will learn that their worst adversaries may be themselves. There are all the elements of a classic Young and the Restless confrontation in the rivalry between Phyllis Summers and Sally Spectra. Treachery, passion, strategy, and a hint of poetic irony. Although both women have previously risen from adversity, only one will do so this time. Will Sally's inventiveness be outwitted by Phyllis's slyness, or will Sally be able to outsmart the Chaos Queen at last? There is no doubt that this redhead revolution will change Genoa City. As both ladies prepare for combat, spectators can only observe as secrets blow up, friendships fall apart, and sparks fly in what may be the most intense quarrel of the year. Because when Sally Spectra and Phyllis Summers declare war in the realm of the young and the restless, nobody escapes unharmed.